welcome to a late night stream. I'm your host, MrElephant. So we're going to be starting off with a couple of games from the Davis Cup. I'm going to host a couple of matches for you tonight. And let's get started. So the first match is going to be a GamesGod versus PUMA. And neither one of these AIs needs any explaining. So GamesGod, everyone knows from around the community. He's a pretty active scripter. He's going to be playing Team Random tonight. And PUMA, he's going to be playing Byzantine, Goths, Byzantine, and Turks tonight. So, of course, the tournament's going to be played on Arabia. Two-player here, obviously. And I think everything looks okay. I'm going to pull up the chat room to make sure everything looks okay. I guess one thing to note is we have to change the competitors on the screen. So we'll go ahead and set that up. And GamesGod, but we should be good to go. The second fight that we will be holding tonight will be The Unknown versus Max Power. I'm looking very much towards seeing Barbarian and his fellow teammates participate in this fight. So that's Arabian Knight, a Barbarian, and a couple of other AIs made by the Max. So we'll get to see those as well. So I apologize in advance for the late night stream, but you know that's how it is sometimes. So we'll get this set up here, and then we should be good to go. So let me see here. Unknown and Maxi Power. So I meant to have this set up before, but Maxi Power. So I think everything should look good there. See if anyone else is here besides myself. No. So GamesGod versus PUMA. I'm going to double check that everything else looks okay. Byzantine, PUMA, 2 players, Arabia, and everything. Oh, record game. So I'll do that. And we'll go ahead and get started. So I don't know what's going on with the naming convention here of GamesGod. It's kind of weird to me. And I just want to make sure that my voice is on here. So, yeah, okay. GamesGod going for the mill. Both players have their mill set up. Seem to have around an equal population of villagers at this moment. GamesGod hunting a boar. So some early Dark Age stuff going on at the moment. Villagers seem to be pretty far away from the mill over here hunting that deer. But probably being a little bit too picky on that. I'm unsure why they're hunting for deer before focusing on the sheep over here. And Puma seems to have missed one of the sheep over here right now. Probably will pick that up slightly later. Population of villagers seems to be equal still at the moment. Maybe GamesGod's a little bit higher. There's a little bit of lag or something for the for Puma creating one of their villagers. But that won't hurt too much. Shouldn't hurt too much. I have to check the feed on the stream. I'm still the only person in here, but I have to keep track of that. I'm using the base game. Esty uses capture age, so it's a little bit different in that regard. Puma still hasn't gone for the berries, which I think is kind of interesting. He's building all these farms over here, but hasn't really focused on the berries yet at all. Doing a lot of chopping of the wood over here in GamesGod's territory and building a barracks, so he's getting set up. So check on. He is researching feudal age. Puma is a little bit farther behind in that regard. And I keep on saying this, but GamesGod has greatly improved since his last 2 tournaments ago when he was facing off with Barbarian. Just really gone up in power, strength, in my opinion. Good job to the creator. Hello, Fireball. Hope you're doing well tonight. So we've got a GamesGod game versus PUMA tonight. So it looks like GamesGod does have some building placement code because they're kind of being protected by this watchtower, it seems. This can't be random, I wouldn't think. I wouldn't think that would be random placement at all. So GamesGod does have a few more military and villagers than PUMA does at the moment. It's building a blacksmith. Just finished up with that. PUMA doing some feudal age boar hunting. GamesGod scouting out PUMA. Looks like GamesGod is starting to gather up a small militia of troops here, archers. Unsure if he will go for an attack this early in the game. It probably is for defense, but we'll have to see. And it's good to have a small little, troop kind of inside feudal age, because when an enemy kind of like, the immortal or some other Rehoboam comes in, you want to have this small little unit coming in here and defending. You don't want to be kind of open for that attack. Check on that. So no one's saying anything right now. So PUMA's going for skirms. Unsure if they scouted and knew that GamesGod was creating archers, or if they just go for skirms generally. So this is a kind of a different... Okay, so GamesGod is going for the attack in feudal age. We'll see how effective it is. You might do a little bit of eco damage here. It could hurt. It has the potential of hurting. Oh, skirm's coming in for skirm defense. Skirm bringing a wolf along for the attack. That wasn't very effective. I don't know if I would call that a win for GamesGod. GamesGod seems to have been sidetracked by a skirmisher. Nevertheless, he's back for another attack. He is training skirms back at his base. So Puma hits Castle Age here. GamesGod, of course, is still inside Feudal Age, so this might be a good time for him not to build a watchtower and focus more on some other strategy. He's going to be outclassed here if he's not careful. Puma coming in with a second wolf. He's got a knack for bringing in those wolves. Go, wolf, go. You can do it. Puma is starting to send out the troops and chase GamesGod back to his base. Maybe. He's not happy with all these skirms coming in here. Probably going to take down that watchtower. It's kind of like an old style watchtower placement, a forward watchtower. I don't know if that type of watchtower placement would be effective in the modern tournament era. Let's take a break and see what other people are thinking here. Hello, Hidden One official. And again, I apologize for the late night stream. It's just when I have time to do it, so. It'll be interesting nonetheless. So it looks like GamesGod is bringing potentially another villager around to build another watchtower. Where's he going to place that? Villager is scared for her life, and she should be. It's not looking good for GamesGod right now. He keeps on sending out troops, kind of wasting that food and resources just to send troops one by one to their death. Yeah. Puma going to collect another relic back here. GamesGod's still inside Feudal Age. What is he doing? He needs to focus on aging up at this point. It's just increasingly becoming more and more one-sided, especially when the relics are becoming all of Puma's. At this point, I would think that Puma would just want to go for the attack, because GamesGod clearly is at a disadvantage in terms of strength and armor and whatever else. Well, that's a good sign. He has GamesGod must have reached Castle Age, so he might come back into this after all. I saw that crossbowman there, so that's a clear indication. It appears he's going for a type of scout rush here, so light cavalry. I think it'd be pretty late to be attempting such a strategy. He needs to be thinking about some alternate way of winning the match. PUMA building yet another town center. He has plenty. It is continuing to build more though. Population cap is drastically different at this point. Let's take a break and view the comments section. Hello, Marathon. Marathon, if you want to co-cast with me, I'm sure that would be fine. Just speak up, send me a message if you want. So it looks like Puma is finally going for the attack here. If they can get past that castle, that will be key. He has 3 rams. How many of the militia or small army are going to get killed from the castle, I guess is. Well, I guess he has 4 rams, so. If the castle falls, so does the town. It's already looking pretty desperate for GamesGod. Might already be GG. But if the castle goes down, that will be a clear indicator. Yep. This might be a sad day for GamesGod. Scores are pretty far apart at this point, with population as well. GamesGod barely holding on at this point. Struggling. I'd say it's pretty clear what's going to happen at this point, but we have to watch the bloodshed. Puma hits Imperial Age. Let's view the comments for a second. Okay, so back to the game. Puma leaving no survivors. Yeah. We could end it here, but let's continue watching bloodshed just for a couple more minutes. Oh, I like the unique units, especially the Byzantine. Oh, dang. GamesGod is a survivor, though. He likes to put up town centers in the funniest of places. So maybe he could still make a sneaky recovery here. You never know. You never know. You'd have to be pretty lucky. Puma would have to be pretty unlucky for that to work. Capture Rams researched now. Trebuchets coming in. Okay, let's call it. Let's go ahead and call it. As much as I would like to see a sneaky recovery, we all know that it probably would never happen. Yeah, especially when he's been found by that soldier. So, okay. Oh, siege rams. Okay, let's go ahead and call it and view the stats. Maybe not hidden one. It'd be very difficult to make a recovery like that, but it might be possible, maybe. Maybe. Okay. So 1 win for the Puma Meister. Let's go ahead and update the scores. So 1 for Puma. Let's see. And I have to view what civs they play again. So in the 4v4, Puma plays the following. Sorry about that. Let's set up for other players. 7, 1, 1. So you have to make sure that we get this right. So Puma Lade. Puma Lade or Puma Lade? I don't know. So Puma Lade. Puma Snake. Puma Snake. Puma Promi. I haven't seen Puma Promi before, but. And Puma Dreadnought. So. Versus GamesGod, who's all team random. So GamesGod, let's see here. It just takes a second to get all this set up, so apologies on that. GamesGod, 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 and our favorite GamesGod. So of course, GamesGod will be playing all team random. So that's what he will be doing. And Puma Lade plays Byzantine. Puma Snake plays Goths. Puma Promi plays Byzantine. And then Puma Dreadnought plays Turk. So I think that we've got everything set up here. Does it look right? Difficulty Arabia. Oh, large 8 players. Byzantine Goths, Byzantine, and Turks. I think we are good to go. So let's get started. 1011 2222. Let's do it. Let me know who you're rooting for in the comments section. Are you rooting for Puma or are you rooting for GamesGod? Puma Lade should play Mayans. Hold on a second. That's not what Esty said. Oh, incoming call from Marathon. Hello, Marathon. How are you? Can you hear me? Hello, Marathon? Can you hear us?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can everyone else hear Marathon? Okay, we should be good. So apparently we have an issue with Puma, with one of the Pumas, because Puma, according to Esty, plays. So which one is the one that is causing?
Lade plays Mayans.
Puma Lade plays Mayans. Let me see what.
Yes.
Let me see what. Because Esty was saying Puma Lade plays Byzantine. Okay.
No, it's Promi that plays Byzantines.
Okay. We'll quit this game. I think it'd still be fair to say that, that he still won the first fight because even if he played the wrong civ, he still played and won against GamesGod. So, but let's go ahead and see. So Puma Lade should play Mayans. Okay, we'll change that before the second game starts, but he should still be counted as the win for the first fight, I would think, even if he played the wrong civ, because he still technically won. Okay, hopefully everyone can hear Marathon, who's just joined. I hope you're doing well, Marathon, by the way. Are you still...
I'm here, and I say that the first fight, yes, I saw it was a clear win, but the towers that GamesGod is dropping are dangerous for archers. Byzantines have a defensive plan, and they can outplay GamesGod with this defensive plan. Okay.
That is fairly... You could see that GamesGod was just continuing. He was kind of like wasting almost resources, just sending in, just basically an army one by one, going for the attack rather than just holding back his army and just saving up the resources a little bit. And he was so late getting into Castle Age that kind of was a killer for him almost.
Mayan attack will be dangerous for GamesGod because it's such a numerous army, but the towers are dangerous for Lade. So I'm not sure that Lade would win with Mayans. That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
Okay, the Byzantines are a better match for GamesGod because of the strategy. Okay, let's see this 4v4 now. I don't know.
If it had been if it had been a Mayans, GamesGod would have had to play Mayans as well, though. So I guess we have to go back and play the 1v1, but
that will be fair, yes.
That's unfortunate.
Very.
Oh.
But in a huge tournament with hundreds of games, it's expected to happen sometimes.
Yeah.
We have had restarts again.
Yeah. But we'll play the 4v4 right now since that is what we've got pulled up on the screen. So you're right. We have to play the 1v1 again. It's the right way of doing it. Even if Puma won, it wasn't fair technically, I guess, to GamesGod, because they have to. I can see that. I can see that logic. What you're trying to say. So, comment section. I hope that doesn't. Hidden one official says that was a flex on the first fight. So he's saying that even by choosing the wrong civ, he was just showing how powerful he was by still being able to beat GamesGod with the wrong civ. But if he can do it once, hopefully he can do it again. But it
has been Byzantine's only AI for a long time before I made it all civ. So, but the Byzantine strategy is kind of boring. That's why I chose. It's boring. They are sitting there and waiting for the enemy to waste their units. Okay.
At least you're
While
honest, Marathon.
Mayans make a big army and attack. If they fail, it's end of the game.
Yeah, I think you're kind of biased towards archers. You want to see the archer type of strategy because you and I both like we both kind of agree on the archers are, in our opinion, a very strong type of unit. So I can see where you would like to see an archer type civ rather than Byzantine trash civ almost.
When I made the Byzantines, there wasn't much love for trash. Don't look nowadays. Everyone trains schemes now, but back then it was rare.
So originally was PUMA Lade was PUMA Lade Byzantine as well then?
PUMA is a team we made with Promi and
Okay.
UnfairestEel.
Okay.
The Lade was made in 2010.
Okay, I get it now. I get it. It's
Okay.
I forgot that each one of these. I thought you coded. You did a little bit of coding on each one of these AIs and to make them a little bit different. But I get it now. Okay, cool. So that's something I didn't realize. Okay.
The terrible boar hunting, which I explain again, it was because at the time user patch was different.
Yeah. Boar hunting was more of a new thing back around early user patch, right? So it wasn't before user patch you weren't even able to boar hunt. So it's kind of like how deer hunting is now. It's kind of like it's kind of like an advanced. It was kind of like a more advanced type of feature, almost.
In the tournaments, in the first tournament where this AIs played, they did fine. They did fine with boar hunting, all of them. But look at them now. All of them are awful. It's because the user patch changed. Nothing else.
So we're seeing GamesGod going into feudal age here.
GamesGod is an excellent AI, according to my taste. Okay. He has a very good late game with onagers. Very strong. Very good meta, late game meta, economy. I have tested it in free-for-alls and it played very well. It lasted for very long, absorbed lots of attacks, and it is a very good AI. Okay. If it lasts, it may win.
GamesGod is very proud of himself for the AI being almost what he calls a universal AI, which can play multiple maps and multiple different populations. He's very proud that it has all those features, and it is a fairly strong AI. It's he didn't just solely focus on the strength aspect, even though it is a very strong AI. He made it flexible so it can play a ton of different situations and boats, regular, small populations, large populations, whatever a user really wants. It's it's good for that.
I personally tested it on some mods like Realms or Portuguese Civ mod, okay, and it played well. it played okay with civilizations that it didn't know. Okay.
Now, here's a question about PUMA Promi. Is this an old version of Promi, or is this the most recent version of Promi here for Promi?
A 10 years old Promi.
10 years old Promi. Okay.
At the time, Promi was a young scripter who didn't know much about scripting. I have played with him as a player. He is good, but he didn't know much about scripting. But his code was clean. From the first day, it was clean, and it showed signs of good coding from back then when he was being beaten. Okay.
So something that and I've gone back and I've read. I wasn't obviously here 10 years ago, but I've gone back and read those early posts, and it really seemed that he was a very skilled, scripter, obviously, and other individuals thought so as well, because they of course took his AI to be the official AI. So you'd have to be good at scripting to have that honor of being the main scripter for the main AI. So, but
scripting in his economy was not very good. But his code, if you read his early versions of it was clean. It was clear that he knew how to code. Okay. If you compare his AI with mine, at the time, not now, mine was much better in many areas, but it was unreadable. Okay, it was a mess. His was clean. Okay.
So now how would you how would you compare Thermopylae with the last Promi before Offload took over?
There is no comparison. Okay, no comparison. He developed into a great scripter. I am left behind.
Oh, come on, Marathon! You're being too hard on yourself.
No. Well, I have some lag here, so I don't see clearly what's going on.
So GamesGod Gray is attacking Lade inside blue right now. So it looks like a scout rush is coming into the archers, which doesn't seem too promising for Gray. There were just too many archers. Oh, well, I didn't see that there was a second. I didn't see there was a second wave here. But it seems like.
Wait at all. Let's see. The best AIs in PUMA in early game, they are flanks, so I'm fine.
Yep. I'm going to take a break here and look at the comments section, see what. So pin 1 is talking about boar stuff. Oh, back to the game. So I'm glad that
I'm seeing. Yeah. I'm seeing here that Gray is doing its game. It's losing units, but it's heavy fun. Okay.
I'm glad that you were able to join me as a co-caster today. It's good to have you. Good to have you here.
I think it's the first time my voice is heard.
I think you said that it's been. You did host many years ago, right? A couple a couple of years ago you came on stream, maybe?
Nope,
Oh,
I didn't.
so
This is the first time.
Oh, it's good. It's good to have you on now. So.
Yep. I'm seeing here that all the Puma team are well behind in economy. So unless Blue does its job, which is a strong attack, I don't see much future. You can see Promi having a very big but unupgraded army, a weak army, numerous but weak. Not a great plan.
So that's something interesting that I think about Promi is he doesn't really usually go for all this trash that he's sending. He usually goes for what I would say knights, almost, but inside this fight he's sending a bunch of units that he regularly doesn't use, meaning for old Promi even. So
Promi was exactly like Lady B's Byzantines. It was training lots of a huge army and trying to defend and boom, but it was more geared towards army. Numbers, not upgrades. Now, however, I am seeing an attack.
Yeah, yellow, which is Dreadnought, is starting to go for pink with a small little skirmish over there. And hopefully blue will come over and provide some support.
Has been too disrupted by the gray attacks. So I'm not seeing it attacking like it's supposed to do. It is just reacting, trying to help allies. I don't know. I don't like it. I see that Snake suffered a bit.
The snake?
Someone had the not very smart idea to attack Dreadnought, which has a castle. It's supposed to have a castle, does it? Can you check?
Yeah. It has one castle, yes. But it doesn't.
That's a job.
Yeah.
Its job is to drop a castle and wait for others to waste their units on the castle, and it happened. Okay.
So here's here's something interesting. Dreadnought doesn't have any farms. So where's his economy at?
Doesn't have any farmers.
Yeah, he doesn't have any farmers right now.
Then it is a bug because maybe it's trying to drop a building. It failed to drop a building, and
that's gonna
build queue is full, and maybe it has too small town size.
That's going to hurt Team Puma, I would think. There's another castle over here. He has two castles.
It drops too. But where are the farmers? Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I find interesting about what is causing. Yeah, but there's nothing we can do about it. We just have to watch Puma doing. Oh well, Dreadnought doing whatever. Hopefully, the rest of the team can kind of hold up Dreadnought.
Yes, once they hit Imperial, and after a few minutes, tributes will start rolling, so it will develop.
It's too bad that Dreadnought is inside flank. I mean, it's too bad that he's in pocket rather than in flank. Oh, there. He dropped some farms. Finally, for some reason. I don't understand what caused the trigger like that, but he...
Sometimes all the farms have to disappear before the build queue is free.
Yeah, that's... Is Dreadnought user patch, or is he before user patch? I forget.
Early user paths, like they are all early user paths.
Okay, so
they have some very few things of user paths.
Okay. I know there are a couple of AIs inside the tournament that are, old enough not to be user patch, but there's not very many of those.
He's suffering a lot, I see, and
yeah,
it has the strongest Imperial attack, so we need it. I see that GamesGod is playing very okay, very fine. It's doing its game. Economy is it's flourishing. It's all fine for GamesGod.
So Promi is trying to push GamesGod Orange back inside his base. I don't think that he's going to be successful in doing so. There's just not enough troops to continue that push. And GamesGod with his unique units coming in here.
That the Blue Army is not fighting well, is not moving well, and it's not parked outside the town. That's its job. So now I can only hope that resource pooling in Imperial will help the team play, but not really, because GamesGod has a very strong Imperial game. All those mangonels, you will see.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens. It's a fairly close game at this moment. Fairly close, except for Dreadnought inside the back. He kind of suffered when he didn't have any farms going. So hopefully he can recover. But it might be too late here.
Happy with how this game is going on. I mean, GamesGod will win, but I like GamesGod, but it's my team on the other side.
Yeah.
It will be fair for GamesGod to take the 4v4. It will be fair for an AI with that's a good late game. It will be fair.
You want the best competitor to win, but it's difficult when it's one of your AIs on the line. So yes, I understand what you're saying.
GamesGod will soon enough become too much for this team, for PUMA team.
So let's go and check out the comment section.
It's developing very well, and it has some some asymmetry in his strengths and weaknesses. I mean, most AIs have strong early game and weaknesses late.
So here's
While
something.
GamesGod is the opposite.
So Hidden One official was saying something interesting that it looks like GamesGod is trading with PUMA. I don't see where he's doing that at all, but that would be odd to say the least. I don't see where that's going on, Hidden One, but I think that PUMA was trading within itself over here, so I don't think that was trading with. I don't think it was.
Like PUMA. It's like PUMA. I don't know what it means. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe it doesn't have very good markets, or maybe they have same markets. The same number of cards. I see many cards, yeah.
So.
Too many cards.
Yeah, I mean, PUMA Cyan seems to have 39 trade cards, but they're trading within themselves over here. So.
Yeah, it's too much. Too early strong training is not a good idea. It has to develop gradually.
So it looks like PUMA Snake might be overrun here. It's not looking good for him.
Blue is moving. I can see blue moving.
Oh yeah, on the opposite side.
And wait.
Wow.
What is the is orange imperial yet?
So let me see here.
No. Only Promi is imperial, I think.
So on team 1, we've got Dreadnought and Lade inside Imperial, and then in GamesGod, he has one AI inside Imperial.
Now you're looking at Snake suffering, which is very bad news, but let's look at the orange.
Yeah,
but it will die. It will go down.
It looks like each team is about to lose one of their players.
Yep, and we need a Snake very much. Snake is doing two things. It's doing a feudal attack, which is not very strong, and it's doing an early imperial attack, which is very strong and very timely, but it suffered. Now I'm seeing the orange GamesGod suffering very much, but GamesGod has code to drop safety markets, safety town centers behind allies. It has many good things inside, so even if it loses its area, it may not die. We'll see. But
but
this attack here is too much.
It has a pretty good defense here with all these towers and a castle here. This is something that, you know, only a really modern AI can really you know, set up like this with, you know, castle and watch. This is kind of like the perfect defense here in a way, because, you know, all these units who are flowing in have to get past these towers before they can attack. So especially old style AIs, where they would have a significant trouble with this type of wall here.
yes, the green and blue will lose many units there, but it should go down. Unless if something happens with gray, especially. I'm seeing that somehow Dreadnought hit 100 villagers. It doesn't have code for more than 100, so it is 1 OC. But Promi and Lade both have code for more than 100 villages, and this is important. You can't match a modern AI with 100 villagers if it goes to Imperial. No way.
In old AIs, what you typically saw was 100 villagers. I don't know if that was the limit of.
It was a limit, yes.
So it was a limit. That's something that I forgot about original Age of Kings, is that it was a hard limit at 100 villagers. But that's.
The AI could not task more than 100 villagers, so all AIs at the time capped their villages at 100, except Alliance Thunder Empire, which caps at 94 for some reason. Maybe he thinks he was too strong. He didn't want to destroy everyone, so he capped at 94, and also strongbow that uses 50.
That's Mabuse should have just, if he thought he was strong, and he was strong, right? Let's just, he Alliance Thunder is a strong AI. He should have just, gone with his full potential, because just because you're strong right now doesn't mean that you'll always be the strongest. So in preparation for the future, just make it as strong as you can. And
well, see how AI strength is still developing.
Yeah.
So steadily. Yes, you're right, but at the time he was winning every tournament. He has won 2v2, 1v1 versus 1. He won the red side, 2v2 red side. He won everything. He won almost all tournaments.
So
always with something new.
It looks like Dreadnought might be in trouble here. Siege Rams coming in. This is going to really hurt.
Yeah. I don't. I see that Orange will go down, but not quickly enough.
Yeah, it's not going to be. You're going to be able to take out this, and you're going to start to probably be able to attack Gray, but it's not going to be enough.
No.
It's not going to be enough for everything else that's coming in here. But
can you please check Promi how much echo it has?
Sure.
You press, the button there.
So,
does it have a good stockpile? That's what I'm asking.
Yeah. It has a good stockpile of resources. It has 1,600 wood, 5,000 food, and around 2,500 gold.
Not enough. This is not enough for what it's going to suffer.
It looks like your Puma Lade is donating Promi resources, though.
Yep. Okay, GamesGod is taking this one.
So
let's wait a bit. Let's see
yeah,
how
yeah,
it
yeah.
goes.
This is definitely not over yet, but you have a prediction. We'll see if you're right.
Look, I know that GamesGod is not is weak early, not late. Okay, if you don't take it down early, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. You will see Onagers. Once look, its code says that Onagers may come at some time, but once they come, they won't leave. There's no way Byzantines and Mayans can take out all those Orangers. You will see. What? Look at there are like 5 eagles. That's it.
And it looks like
40 eagles. 40, 50 eagles to take down all those Orangers.
And Pink over here is, just having their way with the Dreadnought right now. So it's basically a 2v4 at the moment. So this is 2v3.
2v3, yes. I like this game because it's bloody. I see blood. I like it.
Well, it has been a fairly good battle, really, because look at how many each AI has done pretty well in contributing to, supporting the team. Each one of their teams. It hasn't been completely one-sided on either way.
Yes, even Dreadnought did its job well when Castles absorbed some units.
Yeah, if there was one AI that I would say that I would have hoped to see a little bit more, it would probably be Dreadnought. But Dutch.
Dreadnought did its job. Its job is to absorb some units. It did.
So it looks like Lade is going into Gray's town here, but
there's no time. There's no time. There's no energy because half the army is trying to hold back Teal.
So that's something that's still interesting about Lade is that you still use Eco Warriors inside rather
that
than
version.
Mm-hmm.
That version used some more. The current Thermopylae doesn't use too many Eagle Warriors. They are great units, and I use them when I play. But I was kind of sick of them. So many AIs using them.
That's a very true statement. You see a lot of AIs.
They are good.
They're such a good unit that you see a lot of AIs use Eco Warriors because they counter a ton of different units. So
actually, I think that the best feature of Eagles is that AIs can use them well.
Yeah,
that's it.
So I'm going to see.
They run behind the mid shield and go after archers automatically. I mean, you don't need to control them. They go on their own. Very annoying. When humans use eagles, it's not the same. It's very hard to do this thing. So eagles are good. I think that they are good in the hands of AIs. And also they are very hard for AI defenses to escape them. Economy especially.
So it looks like Lade is still surviving over here, and but it might be pushed back by Teal again, or Cyan.
Okay, it was fun. Now here are the onagers. Okay. Now it's gonna end.
So we're not seeing very much from Promi at this point. He's kind of sitting back for some reason. He has a couple of units over here, but he's not really attacking very much. He's kind of like, well, what am I supposed to do now? Type of thing.
Yes, it's very. Usually, it's that version is not very aggressive. It's too passive. But in this game, it played very well. It played above expectations.
Yep. I understand the idea of passiveness very recently, let's just say, but let's just end it there.
You mean your own AI, I mean. Yes.
Let's just end that conversation right there, but I understand the feeling.
Yes. I think it was a tournament game, some Davis Cup a couple years ago, that my own AI did not attack. It had a huge army and did not attack. With like 110 soldiers waiting there.
It's one of those things that you hopefully you get the bad out of the way, so the rest of the time you can play you can play well, right? You get those bad matches out of the way, and then you learn from them, and then you move forward. So
look, it's part of the game. Enjoy it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's memories. We are memory hunters, right?
Yep.
So now I will remember this game that Dreadnought had this farming pack, and Lade did not attack early. And Promi played above the standard, and Snake was bullied.
Snake is...
Everything went strangely in this game. Very strangely.
So here's a
bad things and one good.
Here's a question: Are you still going to make additional updates to Lade, or are you going to?
I took Lade and improved it into Thermopylae. Okay. Was an improvement, so I gave it a new name.
That's understandable.
Now, Lade had its role played its role. Okay, it played with trust very much. I mean, version 0.9.7, I tested it against the 4-time Hans BTG Crash, BTG strategy, the AI that scared us all the past few days. It won. It won. Okay. Easily. It won. With pikes, with monks, it won. It played its role in the history of AI when it was It was beating the Horde.
Oh. Wow.
Yep. It was beating the Horde when it was unbeatable. And there's one. It only won because the Horde used a very simple code to read military superiority. It had significantly fewer units, so it would not attack. But my units were like 30 unupgraded trash. His units were 15 knights. He would not attack. So later, when my economy will develop, okay, later I don't care if he attacks. I can make, I can keep 6 or 7 each of barracks and rent working. I don't care. So, you know, he learned. He made his AI more clearly aggressive, and that's it. Lade was winning for a few days. Okay.
He adjusted his AI to, make it.
In a few days, it was back into unbeatable.
Now, were you actually there, part of the community, when the Horde actually overcame Alliance Thunder? Then, I guess, when the Horde became number one rather than Alliance being number one.
No, I was not at the time. When I joined, it was already the standard. Horde was already the standard.
That must have been a pretty amazing day. Seeing an AI like Alliance Thunder actually not being the top AI anymore, and there was a new champion, kind of like if Barbarian is defeated by Immortal almost.
Because before I started scripting, I was playing alone, with AIs. My favorite were Alliance Thunder and the Zicat. You know Zicat?
What was the second AI you said there?
Zicat.
Oh.
Zicat, ZYKAT.
I don't think I've ever.
Let me type it. Second.
I don't think I've.
Not KC.
Let's see here. Zycat. Okay, yeah. I've heard of that AI. Yes, but
this AI was rivals with AT for years, or maybe 1 year. I don't know. It was for some time, but Alliance Thunder Empire prevailed as being the strongest. I can say that it is stronger. It is a lot more flexible AI, but it lags. Okay, it lags. 15 years ago, my computer could not handle ATE, so I could use Zicat in the mix. It was weaker, but it didn't lag. I mean, one ATE lags like 10 Zicats.
I think I've used. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Zycat. I've used it occasionally. I mean, I think it's a pretty powerful AI, but I didn't know that it was rivals to a legend almost. So that's kind of impressive, almost.
Zicat or Zycat, how you want to spell it, I don't know. I'm from Greece and I don't understand some English.
Yeah.
Anyway, Zycat was challenging AT. It was developed to a very universal AI, so AT had to do the same. Maybe it played its role. Maybe it played its own role into helping AT develop, because we need a competition. We need something to compare to. It's too lonely to script alone.
So it looks like Lade or Lade is keeping your team alive here at this point. 1,272 kills. It's trying to survive. It needs, it's begging for Promi's help here. Almost.
No, it says that it is help. It is setting help. It's some stupid chat. It's not begging for help. No way. It won't beg for help if he has 170 soldiers. Economy, everything, population. I see it has. Yeah. It's gone down. I have some lag here.
Oh no! I'm still here. Sorry.
No. I mean, I have a lag in visual.
Oh, in the video. Okay.
Right now it says it's 1 hour and 36 minutes here.
Oh, it's 1 hour 38 minutes and 46 seconds over here. So you're about 2 minutes behind in the in the video.
Okay, I see that we are going down. We will die, but I don't know. It's not going to happen very fast.
Yeah, this is one thing that I think you're proud of in your AIs, is that they can last for a very, very long time, even in a huge, disadvantage. It's, your AI is very, very defensive almost, and is able to hold out against attacks.
I don't know. Have you ever tested an AI of yours or an AI of anyone for 5 hours?
I've had a couple of fights that go on for 4 hours, but I typically keep my AIs. I resign after 4 hours because the game has, inside the really old rules, tournaments lasted around 4-hour matches. So that was kind of like an etiquette almost, an etiquette thing. So, but
okay, I have put my AIs fight and went to work, then came back and they were still fighting. Okay. I have seen 8 hours games. I have. I'm studying what did they do wrong that late. Of course, I'm not going to to watch 8 hours games, okay? But I will study what happened then. So long before wood is gone, when it's about to end, I stop schemes and I start making champions, food units. Because food lasts like 10 times more. So I'm seeing here that GamesGod.
It must be getting pretty late. So if you have to fall off for any reason,
I have to leave now. Yes, I have to leave now.
Okay.
Very unfortunate because I love long games. No, I have played long games.
Well,
It's my favorite.
it was good to have you
Everything before,
on. Good to have you on here, and talk about your AIs and talk about Team Puma. So that was it's good to have you on the stream.
yeah, it's good to discuss with someone finally. And I wish all the best to the tournament here, to GamesGod, which is an excellent AI. It will develop very well once he fixes his early game. It has, I mean, it's like the opposite of Shadow, that has a very raw late game, Shadow, but an excellent early game. And this is GamesGod is the opposite. Once he develops his early game, I mean, you will see. Okay.
Yeah.
You will see. Now I have to.
Okay.
I have to leave and leave you there, and I will watch the videos tomorrow. Lots of videos today. It was a difficult day.
We will host another 2v2, well, a 1v1 after this fight, and go from there. So thank you again, Marathon, for joining us. It was good having you.
Keep going, guys. Bye.
See you later.
How can I close the call? Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you just go inside
I
Discord.
Close the call, but
yep, I can close. Okay. There we go. All right, so that was Marathon, who was the creator of Lade, Lade, and Thermopylae. So, a very well-known scripter, legendary AI creator that he is. And it really is amazing, an AI that is, this version of the AI, which is 10 years old, or around that point, can keep up with an AI of, that was made within the year. I mean, that is impressive. A testament to kind of time right there. And the same thing for Alliance or whatever other old AI is currently inside Davis Cup. So it's really cool seeing those old staples still able to compete. So we might only be able to get through one whole match tonight, maybe. Because Marathon has created such a good AI, and these opponents are so fierce with each other. This game has now gone on for 2 hours. We've reached a 2-hour mark. We'll have to see, depending on how the 2v2 turns out. And let's read the chat here. Nothing going on really. Fireball, if you change your mind and if you want to watch, well, join on the stream, it's never too late. I'd like to have you on here. You can discuss what you think about the game. So something that's fairly interesting is that we haven't seen too much of GamesGod Pink. I just don't think we've seen too much of him. He has a trebuchet in here. Oh, I thought that TC might go down there. Oh. Uh-oh. Time to destroy that treb. One more hit. Okay. He lives for now. So it's kind of like a slow death, almost. This is a very painful and slow death. That Lade has been provided. Can I check the resources left on the map? Okay. Let's see. Oh, I don't want to do that inside the middle stream. I'm used to focusing more on DE than inside, so it's going to take me a second here to figure out everything. Okay. We got a little bit of gold down here. Some additional gold down here. And of course we know it's Arabia. There's a little bit of gold left up here. Okay. Back to usual. There you go. Hopefully that answered your question, Fireball. So this kind of feels like reactionary back here, with not very much attacking going on. So I know how that feels. But you never know, they may come back for an additional attack right there. Any support would help at this point. I don't think there is any way for Lade to recover here, but we can't call it. I don't know what would happen if a tie game actually would occur, which I doubt would ever happen, but we'll have to see. This could easily turn into maybe a 4 or 5 hour game. We are already at 2 hours right now. We need GamesGod to really press for an attack here. And it looks like he's starting to come in. We see the bombard cannons coming in here. The ending of the game should be fairly soon, I would think. But GamesGod can't be just throwing them away. Or stuck at the Oasis bar. There's bombard cannon, pushing those bombard cannons, is a lot of work. So you have to drop, you have to stop by the Oasis and get some water. Now this is odd here. Why? Oh, this is Dreadnought. Okay. That makes sense now. Okay. Just took me a second to figure out what was going on there. So it looks like the bombard cannoneers were done slurping up, water at the Oasis bar and now are going in for the attack. Good thing they have a ton of support here coming in to help protect them against Dov. Looks like they get the punishment of slow death here. And those units are expensive, so throwing them away like that it's just painful to watch. Hello, Daredevil. I hope that you're doing well tonight. The kill count keeps on increasing for Lade or Lade, or we'll call it Lade for right now. Lade. Looks like he's actually kind of pushing an attack back. Something we haven't seen in a while. Maybe there is potential for him to still win this game. Wouldn't that be something? It's like the trebuchet is kind of getting stuck here. Okay, there it goes. But it might be too late here to take down that castle. Now, why would it have not fired that last shot? That is the question. The kill counts for Lade have now overtaken the losses have overtaken the number of kills, which is not a good sign. Go back and read the comments again. Looks like GamesGod is starting to go for a final push here. Looks like it's going to be over here soon for Lade. Slow and painful death. That is what we get this time. This is beginning to look like rest in peace for Lade. Let's check out the resources for Promi. Okay, enough of that. As soon as GamesGod got into the town, it was over for Lade. There's no surviving that. It's too many. Too many men. Alright. So Promi might not have stockpiled on any resources, but maybe this whole entire time he was thinking about an awesome plan on how he was going to take down 3 GamesGods. So let's see what he's, thought about in his brain all this time for 2.5 hours. He must have thought about something really awesome to be holding back an attack for this long. So it's not making Promi very angry that he's being attacked by a couple of... Okay, here he goes. Took him a second to realize that he was being attacked. So there goes Lade. Rest in peace. Did well. 2,686 kills. That is a ton in comparison to all the rest of... So it's a 1v3 at this point. Typically, it's very difficult for an AI to take down 3 other AIs of high stature. So, if PUMA wins the 1v1, and they have to replay the 1v1 because we have, in that etiquette we have to follow because PUMA didn't play the proper civ. Even if they won the first fight, it wasn't fair to GamesGod. So we have to go back and we have to redo that fight. So, but that's okay, because we want things to be right. If they win the 1v1, if PUMA wins that 1v1 again, then we'll go on to the 2v2 for the final fight. So it all depends on what happens here. I really don't see any way of how Promi can take down 3 AIs here, especially very early Promi. I mean, Promi was a good scripter, as we all know, but even regular Promi would have a fairly difficult time taking down 3 GamesGod, let alone old Promi. But GamesGod is not really... Okay, he is coming in for the attack over here. So let's check the comment section. Hello, Hidden One Official. Welcome back. I don't know how much you've missed, but so it looks like Promi is going to die here. If we see this castle fall down, we'll call it. I don't know if you guys agree with that, with those terms, but we'll go for it. That will be my justification for ending the game. Because I just can't see Promi coming back after that. He has no def. Okay. There goes the castle. Oh, he has got a tiny castle back there, I guess. I know what you guys are thinking. End it, MrElephant. End our suffering. But don't you want to see this awesome battle up here before we go? You want to see Promi fight? I know. I said that I would end it. Okay. I'll go up there. I want to click the end button, but there's a little bit more action to be had. Okay. Let's call it. But before I hit the quick game, let's see what you think. Okay, let's go ahead and call. Alright, good job, the GamesGod. It was a fairly long fight. I mean, all players played respectfully, if I can talk. So we have to go back and play the 1v1. And we also have to change the score again. So change 1 for GamesGod, 0 for PUMA. So other players 1. So it will be, let's pull up the competitors. Competitors are Lade, who play as Mayans. And player 2 is GamesGod. Who plays Mir. Team random. Okay. So everything look okay. 2 players, no teams. Arabia, 2 players. So I think everything looks good. Let's go ahead and get started. So this is the second fight, remember, because the first one didn't count. So only the 4v4 counted. So can Puma pull out another 1v1 win against GamesGod? That is the question. Let's see what you guys think about it. If Puma wins the fight, they go on to the 2v2. If they don't win, then it's a win for GamesGod. Either way, this will be, we will only get through one match tonight, which is fairly surprising. I wasn't expecting it to be such a long battle. I thought that it would be more one-sided than it was, which is a good thing because the competitors were fairly equal. So it wasn't a blowout on one side or the other. And Fireball, last chance if you want to hop in. Just say, MrElephant, I'm desperate to come onto your stream and hang out for tonight. So I'd like you to come and join me on here. So Puma, the combination team of several good old AIs versus GamesGod, fairly new AI, developed in 2016 by the creator GamesGod. Very passionate developer, loves his AI. He loves that it can play almost any type of situation. I know that he hopes that someday that it can beat Barbarian. Take revenge for earlier tournaments. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Wolf guarding the rock over here. Puma doing some boar hunting. GamesGod doing some boar hunting. Alright. So we've still got some boar hunting going on here. $25 population for each. Puma's life on the line. GamesGod building a barracks. To this caster, it would be kind of sad to see PUMA lose this fight because he tried so hard inside the first round and took out GamesGod. So, hoping to see kind of a repeat of that, but we'll have to see. You know, we have to respect the tournament's wishes and. See what happens here. GamesGod inside second age. PUMA still inside dark. PUMA scouting out GamesGod down here. Oh. Yikes. Yeah, I'm putting that farm over the dead body. That's cold, man. It's cold. Has no respect for the dead. So PUMA goes up to feudal age as well. Doing some feudal age boar hunting. GamesGod's score is a little bit higher than PUMA's. And GamesGod's population is slightly higher as well. $48 villagers for GamesGod versus 43 for PUMA. Let's pause and review what you guys have to say. Kind of late going for those deer in kind of feudal age, I would think. This kind of feels like an old style of play with this mill up here rather than having the scout. I mean, that's an impossible thing to ask. And old AI do some deer luring back to your, back to your TC. Old AI just didn't do that. So, But it does cost some wood to build this mill over here, so Okay, so going for the fuel age attack. So GamesGod did that same thing where he went for archers. And he ran into skirmishers. And the same thing happened. GamesGod really didn't learn from the first fight. Is he going to build a watchtower though? That is the question. I wouldn't expect it to be successful with all these militia. You know, that might hurt a little bit. So building almost like a forward archery range. GamesGod desperate to get up that watchtower. And I mean desperate. Sacrificing villagers left and right to get that. There should be a goal or some sort of piece of code that prevents watchtowers after the 5th attempt. You know, if you have to have like a goal that keeps track about how many villagers have died because of the watchtower incident, and to stop attempting that after a period of time. So this is PUMA's inside GamesGod's camp right now. Doesn't look like it's too devastating on GamesGod's economy right now. It looks like it's right out on the edge of its town, so nothing too much going on there, I guess. Maybe a little bit of eco disruption. PUMA hitting Castle Age. Let's see what's happening inside GamesGod's camp. He is researching Castle. Remember, inside our first game, it took GamesGod forever to get up into Castle Age. By forever, I mean forever. But it looks like he's doing well this time. It's not going to take him very much additional time to get up into Castle. So it's a more balanced fight. I wish these skirmishers would go for the attack, more economy disruption. I tend to ask a lot, even of the old AIs. I need to give them kind of take it a little bit easier on them, I guess. Scores are about even. About 65 villagers for... Oh, never mind. Yeah, 50 villagers. Sorry. 50 villagers versus 47. This is starting to hurt GamesGod here a little bit. A little bit economy disruption. Watchtowers are doing their part though. So we might see that third game after all. Let's take a break and see what you guys have to say about this. So I think it would be easier to do the time that the tower foundation has been there. So that might be a true point. Hidden one official. Rather than the number of villagers that have died attempting to build a watchtower. different scripters, different techniques, I guess. So this is looking bad for GamesGod right now. Been pushed back to TC, which is never a good feeling. This is generally a sign that you're going to die soon. Maybe. The watchtower is basically the only object that's defending. So 58 villagers versus 39. Can Lade defeat GamesGod with this advantage? Uh-oh. Look at that. Villagers are back on wood. Female villager gave everyone away, though. Maybe. Potentially. Nope. She's running back to the camp. Run for your life. Oh, never mind, you're dead. Okay, siege workshop going up. So he is getting... He's still surviving, surprisingly. Another town center going up for Lade. This is a weird, kind of an odd watchtower placement. I wonder if that was done on purpose or who knows. So the house is shielding GamesGod's economy from, well, town from being entered, I guess. Although the, oh, Scorpion's coming in a little bit. Can Lade keep up the pressure? Now why would... Okay, so he's going to do some deer hunting over here even. That's pretty late to be doing something like that. I think I like Lade's position more because he's got this continual pressure coming down on GamesGod, but it's we know if the longer that GamesGod survives, the more chance he has of, you know, preparing a stronger offensive, because he's one of those who's really strong in Imperial Age. So we'll have to see. Let's seems like the score is getting farther and farther apart in Lade's favor, though. So let's take a break and see what you guys have to say about this. Yeah, a lot of idle time. I agree. GamesGod really has good watchtower placement. It's one of those things that he's kind of focused on. Having good watchtowers is just so important for AIs in general. Because if you guys remember, old AIs placed watchtowers and other buildings randomly. So you couldn't control where watchtowers or anything, were built. They could be here or they could be over here, So it does give your AI a clear advantage when you're able to place, watchtowers, where you want them to be. And we know that GamesGod wants to put a castle defending the watchtowers, like right up here. I can see it going up, around here, or here come the Rams. So that's a sign that the game is that's a pretty clear sign that we're going to have a third match coming up. This looks like GG to me from this point. There's just too much pressure. He needs at least one or two more Rams to come in here. GamesGod seems to rely pretty heavily on those watchtowers to be there. If they aren't there, he's kind of left open for an assault. The defense is, what it is. He has a couple of scorpions and he has a Mangonel back here, but doesn't appear to be enough. So let's see what the comments have to say. So it appears the 2v2 is in order. So this is where you can see like the range of the archers, where the plumed archers have a little bit less range than the arbalest, and that's where that difference kind of. But you know, plumed archers always look a lot more awesome than the other guys. So I think I'm going to call this here. I don't see any feasible way where GamesGod could get out of this. He's trapped in his TC. So let's go ahead and call it. So we are going on to a third round here. So this is the decider. I'm sorry to say that I don't think that we're going to have time to do the other fight tonight. Even though I would like to see the unknown in max power myself, it's just, you know, it's getting pretty late over here, so I'm going to have to probably call that one off for another time. So you guys will see that, but just not tonight. So let's get the ball rolling, so to speak. So let's see. So for 2 versus 2, it's Lade, PUMA Lade, and PUMA Snake versus GamesGod. And PUMA Snake plays Goths. And we know that GamesGod plays Team Random. So mine's got, so this is a 4-player match. Record the game. Lade, Goths, Team Random. Okay. let's go ahead and start the fight up. So the final fight for now, for tonight. A lot of interesting fights inside the competition so far. A lot of good competitors. So the 2v2 final fight, PUMA versus GamesGod. Who do you guys think will win this fight? Speak up in the chat. A couple of you have already said who you think will win. I see there are a lot of other viewers who are kind of quiet, just viewing. So if you're curious what this competition is about, it's Davis Cup. It's a tournament for AIs. The best of the current AIs participate inside this tournament. Over 80 participants are included. The majority will be knocked out in the preliminaries, and the minority will go on to play some of the top rated AIs who have been rated as such by some of the best scripters, most experienced scripters. AIs such as Barbarian, Promi, Tribal Warriors, If you're interested in creating an AI for yourself, make sure to check out the AI Scripters Discord channel or the AI Scripters website. It can easily be searched in Google, so make sure to check that out. So GamesGod Green has just gone up into Feudal Age here. GamesGod Yellow has just hit Feudal Age as well. Like Fireball and others have said, the more gods that are your opponent, the more likelihood, the greater chance that you could lose. Because you can only take really one GamesGod down at a time. So, unless Snake and Puma want to take their respective GamesGod on in a sort of 1v1. Which I would expect that to be still fairly difficult. So both Puma Snake and Puma Lade both have reached Feudal Age. The villager population is slightly tilted in GamesGod's favor. 33 and 36 versus 34 and 31. No one's researching Castle Age yet at this time. It looks like everyone is starting to make their Feudal Age armies. If you weren't here earlier during the stream, the creator of Puma Lade, Thermopylae, was here discussing the creation of his AI, so make sure after the stream or tomorrow to check that out. It's pretty cool listening to him talk about his AI and the creation of the team. So GamesGod went for a Feudal Age attack here. It was not successful. A waste of resources at this time. GamesGod has to rethink his plans and prepare for the next attack. GamesGod Green is a little bit more sneaky back here. He's piling up a few archers. It appears that they are double teaming Lade right now, which is unfortunate. Or a good strategy. It's definitely a good strategy, but unfortunate for Lade. So, but while they're doing that, hopefully Puma Snake over here is starting to go up into, starting to think about going up into Castle Age, and he is quickly approaching it. He's almost there. Neither GamesGod has started researching Castle Age. Another watchtower attempting to go up for GamesGod. Sending these troops in here is it's just unfortunate. There's too many troops for them to run into. Hopefully this is all giving Red more time to think about his attack. And let's check out Green. What's he planning on doing right now? No, it appears like he's almost booming almost, thinking about, you know, saving up his resources and just going into castle. But he's not doing that. He's kind of just sitting on his 51 villagers. It's hard to say what's going on inside GamesGod's mind right now. In GamesGod Green's mind, anyways. Let's go take a look at Red over here, see what's going on. Still only 1 TC. He's been in this age for a fairly long time at this point. I'm surprised that we haven't seen much action from this AI yet. What is he planning on doing? I guess that's the question. So GamesGod Yellow is going for a So blue PUMA Lade is inside Castle Age. Now it seems like he just got into Castle here. Has researched the crossbow upgrade. Red says that he's being attacked. I don't see... Oh. It appears that GamesGod Green is going to go for Red almost. Let's see what... it's not going to look good if Green goes into... It's quickly looking like this battle is turning in PUMA's favor at this point.
Attack an enemy now.
GamesGod appears to be retreating. He might know that he's outclassed at this point. Is there trading being done between? It looks like some trading's already happening between GamesGods. Some building going on for red. Let's take a break and see what you guys have to say about this. Fireball, I think it's because that Promi was still an infant at this point. It's baby Promi. So that's why at this point Snake might be a better candidate for a 2-player. Snake would be a better competitor than Promi, probably, for that reason. I'm unsure what Red is attempting to do at this point. I'm back. Sorry, apologies on that. For some reason, I think the stream was. Unfortunate. My apologies. My internet temporarily dropped there, so I don't know how long I was off, but let's continue. So I don't know how much you guys lost there. So hopefully it wasn't too much. Did you guys miss too much? So anyways, so PUMA is inside Imperial Age and is attacking GamesGod, who's in Feudal Age. Other GamesGod Green is inside Castle Age. Sometimes it is difficult to see if I've lost my internet because I'm on widescreen here, so I can't see if my internet's disconnected. I don't know why it disconnected like that. It just dropped for some reason. So this is the second part of the stream, I guess, since the first part dropped. I didn't mean for it to go into a second video like this, but it's the way it is. So, Puma Snake is terrorizing GamesGod Yellow here. And I want to make sure one last thing here. Yeah. Soon it'll be almost a 2v1 if GamesGod Green doesn't step in and help out. It appears that Lade is going to go for the attack on Yellow as well. I mean, this is GamesGod Green seems to know that maybe no. They're just going for the attack. So Blue realizes that he's being attacked back here, so he's going to send in his units. Just want to make sure that I haven't dropped the internet. Oh, it's 5 to 7 minutes. Oh, how terrible. Wow, that is a bummer. But nothing really. I can't say that. No. The fight is inside Puma's hands at this point. GamesGod Yellow resigns. GamesGod Green is still holding on back here. It's doing a fairly good job defending itself. It's going to be pretty hard to take down. Two AIs like this, and GamesGod Green is still inside Castle Age, unfortunately. Just want to make sure that you guys aren't dropped again without me knowing it. It's terrible. So, Lade is going for the TC. We're here. Castle appears to be in trouble. Let's see if there are any additional comments. So this appears to be the end of our the end of the struggle here. I don't see how GamesGod could get out of this situation, really. I mean, his economy is being attacked by an Imperial Age, he's surrounded, and he's out-popped. You know, this is clearly over at this point. I think the issue was that GamesGod Yellow never researched Castle Age, and that's what, you know, a feudal age versus an imperial age just never works ever. So maybe if an AI just researched imperial age without any regard of for economy or anything, and just let himself be attacked by a feudal age. Now what are they doing now? It looks like he's going for a TSA attack or something. He doesn't know that GamesGod has resigned. GamesGod Yellow has resigned, so he's going back over there and look with a so that's what's going on with the red at the moment. So Trebuchet is coming in with siege rams. This is obviously GG. We'll make sure that there are no comments. That's not to say that GamesGod hasn't played a good game. He's played an excellent game here. I mean, it's just, there's some things to keep an eye out for in the future, I guess. And he's had a good run inside the tournament, so. All runs come to an end eventually. So I think we can call it here. There's just 14 civilians left, and there's no eco. There's just nothing. So this is a win for Team Puma, and I think we'll just call it there. So let's check out the score, and we see that more military are coming over there. Let's go ahead and view the statistics. Hello, T West. Hope you're doing well. And it's awesome that you're creating AI and AI videos. So that's really cool. Appreciate you doing that. Everyone, make sure to check those out. Those videos that he's making. You might have some ideas on AI creation. You know, that you haven't thought about before, or if you're new to scripting, he may be able to, you know, teach you the elements of scripting. So just make sure to check out his awesome videos. I think that's it. So thank you everyone for tuning in to the stream, and we will see you next time. So farewell for now.